Snow fell like it had something to apologize for, soft, quiet, relentless. It pressed itself against the cafe window in slow, drifting patterns, blurring the world outside into grey and white streaks. Inside, the air smelled like burnt coffee and fresh bread, a strange comfort that didn't quite reach the corners of Daniel Harper's heart. He sat alone at the small table by the window, fingers wrapped around a chipped ceramic mug, watching strangers hurry past with their heads down and their lives wrapped tight around them. Loneliness wasn't new to him. It had moved in years ago, unpacked its bags, and never left. After his wife passed, the silence of mornings became louder than any city noise. The cafe was his refuge, neutral, ground where no one asked questions and no one expected smiles. He came every morning at 8, ordered the same black coffee and a plate of scrambled eggs he rarely finished, and watched the world remind him that it was still moving forward without him. The bell above the cafe door jingled, sharp against the hum of quiet conversation. Daniel didn't look up at first. He didn't need to. But then he heard a child's cough, thin, tired, and something tugged at him. He glanced up. A woman stood just inside the door, snow clinging to the shoulders of her worn coat. Her hair was pulled back in a messy knot, strands escaping and sticking to her cheeks. She held a little boy's hand, his red jacket too thin for the weather, his sneakers soaked dark with melting snow. The boy's eyes were wide, curious, but dulled by hunger. Daniel recognized that look immediately. He'd seen it in the mirror years ago. The woman scanned the cafe, hesitating like she wasn't sure she belonged there. Most tables were full. The empty chair across from Daniel seemed to glow under the soft lights. Unused, waiting. She approached slowly, uncertainty written across her face. "Excuse me," she said, her voice barely louder than the steam hissing from the espresso machine. "Can I sit here?" Daniel blinked, surprised. He hadn't spoken to a stranger in weeks. He glanced at the empty chair, then at the boy whose stomach growled loudly enough to answer for him. "Only if you eat too," Daniel said before he could stop himself. The woman froze. Confusion flickered across her face, quickly followed by pride trying to stand its ground. I just meant sit," she said. "We don't need." Daniel slid the extra plate toward the center of the table. Untouched eggs. Toast still warm. "Food tastes better when it's shared," he said quietly. "And I ordered too much again." The boy looked up at his mother, hopeful. She swallowed hard, eyes shining. After a moment, she nodded and sat, pulling her son onto the chair beside her. "Thank you," she whispered, as if saying it any louder might break the moment. Daniel watched as the boy took his first bite, relief washing over his small face. Something inside Daniel shifted, just slightly, like a frozen door cracking open. Outside, the snow kept falling. Inside, 3 strangers shared a table, unaware that this simple moment was already changing all of them. The boy ate carefully at first, like he was afraid the food might disappear if he moved too fast. Daniel pretended not to notice, stirring his coffee though it had long gone cold. The woman finally relaxed enough to remove her gloves, rubbing her hands together for warmth. "I'm Lily," she said softly. "And this is Noah." Daniel nodded. "Daniel." Noah smiled, crumbs on his lips. "Your eggs are really good," he said with complete seriousness. Daniel let out a small laugh, surprised at the sound of it. "I'll tell the cook," he replied. "He'll be proud." Lily watched the exchange with a mixture of gratitude and exhaustion. "We didn't mean to intrude," she said. "The shelter doesn't open until 10, and it's colder today." Daniel understood more than she realized. "You're not intruding," he said. "Cafes are meant for sitting, and mornings are meant for company, even if we don't plan it." She smiled faintly, eyes drifting toward the window. Life doesn't always ask for permission. They talked slowly at first, small things. Where Daniel worked before he retired. How Noah loved dinosaurs and knew all their names. Lily spoke about moving from state to state after her husband left, chasing jobs that never lasted long enough. Each sentence felt heavy, but she carried them with quiet strength. When Noah finished eating, Daniel ordered hot chocolate without asking. The boy's eyes lit up like Christmas morning. "I'll pay you back someday," Lily said quickly, panic slipping into her voice. Daniel shook his head. "Just promise you'll pass it on," he said. Kindness doesn't need receipts. Noah sipped his hot chocolate, a brown mustache forming above his lip. I will, he said seriously. When I'm big. Daniel felt a tightness in his chest. He looked away, pretending to watch the snow. An unexpected knock came from the window. A man outside, soaked and shivering, pressed his palm to the glass, asking silently for help. Lily noticed him too and stood up immediately. We should share, she said. Gathering what little food remained, Daniel stopped her gently. Sit, he said. I've got this. He packed the leftovers, added a fresh sandwich from the counter, and handed it to the man outside. The man's eyes filled with tears as he mouthed thank you. When Daniel returned to the table, Lily was crying quietly. Why are you doing this? She asked. Daniel sat down slowly. Because once, a stranger did the same for me, he said, and it saved me in ways I can't explain. The cafe bell rang again as more customers came and went, but the small table by the window felt like the center of the world. For the first time in years, Daniel wasn't counting minutes. He was counting moments and realizing how much he'd missed. Them, the warmth between them, lingered even as the morning crowd thinned. Noah leaned against Daniel's arm without hesitation, his small body trusting, his breathing slow and calm. Lily noticed and apologized, pulling him back gently. It's okay, Daniel said quickly. I don't mind. And he didn't. The weight of the child felt grounding, real, like proof that he was still capable of being needed. A woman at the counter recognized Daniel. You're always alone, she said kindly. Nice to see you with company. Daniel smiled, something he hadn't done often enough. Life surprises you, he replied. Lily checked her phone and sighed. We should get going, she said. The shelter. Daniel hesitated, then spoke. You don't have to go there today, he said. At least not immediately. She looked at him, alarmed. I can't ask for more. You're not, he said. I have a spare room. It's warm. And empty. The silence that followed was thick. Lily's instincts screamed caution. But something about Daniel, his tired eyes, his gentle voice, felt safe. Noah looked up at her hopefully. Just for today? She asked. Daniel nodded. Just for today. They walked together through the snow, the world brighter somehow. Daniel's apartment was small but clean, filled with books and quiet. Lily watched as Noah explored, touching everything with curiosity. That night, they ate soup together, laughed softly. Lily cried in the bathroom, overwhelmed by relief. Daniel sat alone in the living room, staring at the family photos he thought he'd outgrown. Later, Lily joined him. I don't know how to thank you, she said. Daniel looked at Noah, asleep on the couch. You already have. In the days that followed, Daniel helped Lily find work. He watched Noah while she interviewed. They shared meals, stories, and silence that felt full instead of empty. But life has a way of testing good things. One afternoon, Lily received a call. A job offer, in another state. It's a real chance, she said, torn. But it means leaving. Daniel nodded, heart aching. Then you should go. Noah clung to Daniel's leg that night. Will you forget me? He asked. Daniel knelt, eyes wet. Never, he promised. The morning Lily and Noah left, the snow had stopped. The city looked clean, as if given a second chance. Daniel hugged Lily tightly, longer than either expected. You changed our lives, she whispered. You changed mine too, he said honestly. Weeks passed. The cafe felt quiet again, but not empty. Daniel smiled more, helped more, lived more. Then one snowy morning, the cafe bell rang. Daniel looked up. Noah ran to him, laughing. Lily followed, eyes bright. We came back, she said. The job worked out. And we wanted to come home. Daniel's heart swelled, tears blurring his vision. The waiter brought 3 plates that day. Daniel smiled and pushed one forward. Only if you eat too, he said. And this time, none of them were alone.